Set 1, Book 1. Let's Explore Our World by Rosie McCormick, published by Core Knowledge. Core Knowledge, History, and Geography. Let's explore our world. Earth, Monument Valley, USA, koalas, Holi in India. Table of Contents. Chapter 1, Where do you live? Chapter 2, Finding your way around. Chapter 3, Let's explore North America, the United States. Chapter 4, Let's explore North America, Mexico, and Canada. Chapter 5, Let's explore South America. Chapter 6, Let's explore Europe. Chapter 7, Let's explore Africa. Chapter 8, Let's explore Asia. Chapter 9, Let's explore Australia and Antarctica. Where is my home? Chapter 1, Where do you live? People live in many different kinds of homes. What kind of home do you live in? Do you live in a house in a town? Do you live in an apartment in the city? Do you live on a farm in the countryside? Do you live in a houseboat on a river? You may live in a neighborhood like this. Perhaps you play outside with your friends. You probably live in a U.S. state. A state is an area or place much larger than your neighborhood. Which state do you live in? You also live in a country. A country is a place with government and laws for all the people who live there. Countries have names. Do you know the name of the country you live in? Chapter 2, Finding Your Way Around. Maps help us understand our world. Maps help us find our way around. There are maps of different places. There are maps for all of the American states. This is a map of California. This is a map of the United States. It shows that there are 50 American states. There are many countries in the world. Most countries are found on large areas of land we call continents. Altogether, there are 7 continents. You can see the 7 continents on this map of the world. The United States of America is on the continent of North America. The map also shows the oceans of the world in blue. The 2 largest oceans are the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. Here, you can see the Pacific Ocean. This is a globe. A globe is different from a map. It is a round model of our world, which we call Earth. Earth is round, you see. The farthest northern part on Earth is called the North Pole. The farthest southern part on Earth is called the South Pole. This is Earth. Earth is our home in space. Chapter 3. Let's explore North America, the United States. The United States of America, Canada, Mexico, and Central America are all part of North America. Are you ready to explore the continent of North America? Good. First stop is the United States of America. The United States of America has big cities like Boston. It has farmland in many states, such as Iowa, where corn and wheat are grown. It has tall, snowy mountains like the Rocky Mountains. It has wide, rushing rivers like the Colorado River. Monument Valley is a red sand desert area on the Arizona-Utah border. Monument Valley has giant hills of stone that stand tall on the dusty desert landscape. The Navajo people have lived on these desert lands for thousands of years. The desert is their home. These are just a few of the thousands of different kinds of animals that live in the United States. Here you can see a mother black bear with her cubs, a bald eagle, a rattlesnake, and a river otter. How would you describe each animal? Chapter 4. Let's explore North America, Mexico, and Canada. Mexico and Canada are countries in North America. Are you ready to explore other parts of the continent of North America? Let's go. Each year, on September 16th, People in Mexico celebrate Independence Day. They dress up and have parades. Can you think of a day like that in the United States? Every year on November 1st and 2nd, people celebrate the Day of the Dead. Children dress up in scary costumes and eat candy. Does that sound familiar to you? Deep in the Mexican forests, you will find the ruins of great cities built by a people called the Maya. The Maya built high, stepped temples in their cities. No one lives in these cities now, but the Maya do still live in Mexico. Today, Mexico City is one of the largest cities in the world. Millions of people live there. People in Mexico speak Spanish. If you were to walk through a Mexican forest, you might just catch sight of a small wild cat called an ocelot waiting to pounce. Ocelots live and hunt in the forests of Mexico. An ocelot is about twice the size of a house cat. If you looked up into the high treetops, you might also see a spider monkey looking down at you. Spider monkeys have very long arms, legs, and tails that grip. They swing like acrobats through the high treetops. Now we are off to Canada. What will we find there? Each year on July 1st, people celebrate Canada Day. On this day, Canadians celebrate their country. People have parties, parades, and watch fireworks. A great many people in Canada speak French as well as English. Most French speakers live in an area called Quebec. What do you think the sign on the school bus says? Canada has a famous waterfall called Horseshoe Falls. Right next to Horseshoe Falls is Niagara Falls in the United States. If you stand close to the waterfalls, you will hear the loud sound of rushing water. If you traveled to the northern parts of Canada, you would find that the land there is frozen for large parts of the year. For many Inuit people, though, this is their home. They hunt, fish, and build their homes on this frozen land. Like the Navajo in the southwestern United States, the Inuit have lived in Canada for thousands of years. The Canadian bull moose lives in the woodlands of the Canadian Rocky Mountains. A fully grown bull moose is taller than a horse. Its antlers can be 5 feet wide. This Arctic rabbit lives in the chilly areas of northern Canada, where there is often lots of snow. It has thick white fur to keep it warm. Chapter 5. Let's explore South America. Altogether, there are 12 countries on the continent of South America. Let's explore some of them. The largest country in South America is Brazil. The name Brazil comes from a tree called Brazil wood. The most popular sport in Brazil is soccer, also known as football. Children play it every chance they get. The largest rainforest in the world is in South America. It is called the Amazon rainforest. In size, the Amazon rainforest would cover much of the United States. Most of the rainforest is in the country of Brazil. The Amazon rainforest is home to thousands of people and animals. The second longest river in the world is the Amazon River, which flows through the center of the rainforest. The Yanomami live in the Amazon rainforest, far away from towns and cities. They have lived there for thousands of years. They get many things they need from the forest, including food and medicine. What do you think these children are doing? The beautiful Quetzal also lives in the Amazon rainforest. Quetzals use their strong beaks to carve out nests in rotting trees. They have beautiful red and green feathers. High up in the Andes Mountains of southern Peru, in South America, there is an ancient city. The city was built by the Inca, who lived there a long time ago. The city sits on a mountaintop. It was built out of very carefully cut blocks of stone that fit together perfectly. Llamas are very good at climbing and walking long distances. They are used by the people who live in the Andes Mountains of South America to carry heavy loads. People have to watch out, though. When llamas get mad, they spit. In the city of Medellin, in the South American country of Colombia, The Flowers Festival takes place each year in August. The flower growers come to the city and carry their flower arrangements through the streets. Then there is a competition to judge the best flower arrangement. Chapter 6. Let's explore Europe. There are 44 countries in Europe, all with their own governments, laws, and languages. Our first stop in Europe is the United Kingdom. Every year there, on November 11th, people remember the soldiers who fought in World War I and World War II. This day is called Remembrance Day. People wear or display red poppies as a sign of remembrance. Each year in Venice, Italy, in early spring, people take part in a carnival that lasts for several days. They dress up and wear the most incredible costumes and masks. This celebration is hundreds of years old. In the European country of Germany, there really are castles, just like in fairy tales. This is Hohenzollern Castle. Castles were built for kings and queens to live in. Some kings and queens still do live in castles. The Eiffel Tower is in Paris, France. It is a tall metal structure that sits in the center of the city. It is higher than a 100-story building. This little spiky creature called the European hedgehog lives in people's yards, in the countryside, and in the woodlands. Hedgehogs are found all across Europe. When hedgehogs are scared, they roll up into a tight ball. The European pine marten has a coat of dark brown fur with a patch of white around its throat. Pine martens can climb trees. They hunt at night in dark woodland areas. Chapter 7. Let's explore Africa. Africa is the second largest continent in the world. There are 54 countries on this continent. Are you ready to explore some incredible places in Africa? Let's go. Africa Day is celebrated on May 25th in many countries in Africa. People celebrate the different customs of Africa. In December each year, in the country of Tunisia, the International Festival of the Sahara is held. The Sahara is the largest desert in the world. During the festival, the Saharan way of life is celebrated. People play music, eat food, and race camels and horses across the desert sands. Mount Kilimanjaro rises up above the plains of the country of Tanzania. It is the highest mountain in Africa. Its snowy peaks can be seen far and wide. You have already heard about the second longest river in the world, the Amazon in South America. Well, the Nile River is the longest river in the world. It flows north across Egypt and into the Mediterranean Sea. African elephants live in different parts of Africa. The African elephant is the largest land mammal in the world. African elephants have very large ears and long curved tusks. African elephants flap their ears when they are either happy or sad. Lions live on the grasslands and in the open woodlands of Africa. Lions live together in groups called prides. Lions spend most of the day sleeping. It is up to the female lion to hunt for food. Chapter 8. Let's explore Asia. Asia is the largest continent in the world. There are 48 countries on the continent of Asia. One of these countries is India. People in India celebrate Holi, the festival of color. Holi marks the arrival of spring. People throw colored powder and water at one another. Children practice their aim so that they can cover their friends in the colors of the rainbow. You will need to dress warmly for the Harbin International Ice and Snow Sculpture Festival that takes place in China. The festival begins each year on January 5th and lasts for 4 weeks. People create amazing snow and ice sculptures. The highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest, is on the continent of Asia. Mount Everest is 5.5 miles high. It sits on the border between Nepal and Tibet. The Great Wall of China snakes its way across mountains in the country of China. This wall was built a very long time ago to keep the people of China safe from enemies. The Great Wall of China is not the only incredible thing you would see there. Giant pandas are found only in the forests of China. Giant pandas are actually black and white bears. They spend their days playing and munching on bamboo. The Malayan tapir is now only found in some forested areas in Asia. Malayan tapirs have long snouts. They do not see very well, but they have a strong sense of smell. Although Malayan tapirs might look like pigs, they are related to horses and rhinos. Chapter 9. Let's explore Australia and Antarctica. If you look on a map, you will see that Australia is a large island. Not only is it a large island, but it is also a country and a continent. Every year on April 25th, Anzac Day is held there. This special day is a national day of remembrance. On this day, people remember all soldiers from Australia and the country of New Zealand. It is a day of saying thank you. Far out in the desert lands of Australia, there is a large sandstone rock called Uluru Rock. The Aboriginal people of Australia gave the rock its name. For the Aboriginal people, the rock has special meaning. They believe it connects them to their ancestors. Kangaroos live in Australia. They are expert hoppers. Kangaroos can hop about at great speed. In fact, if they want to walk, they must use their tails for balance. Mother kangaroos carry their young, called joeys, in a special pouch. Koalas live in forests in Australia. They will only eat eucalyptus leaves. They hardly ever drink water. They get everything they need from the eucalyptus leaves. Just like kangaroos, koalas have special pouches for their young. Antarctica is the end of our journey. Antarctica is the coldest and windiest continent of all. Because of that, not many people live there. Scientists and explorers go there to investigate this frozen land. Sometimes tourists go there too. Penguins are birds that live in Antarctica. Penguins do have feathers. Their feathers are shorter than most other birds. Although penguins cannot fly, they are expert swimmers. Both mom and dad penguins care for their young. Krill are shrimp-like creatures that live in the waters of Antarctica. They are a main food for the whales, penguins, seabirds, and sharks that live there too. Where is my home? Can you remember which continent I live on? Here are the answers. That's the end of Book 1.